Coming up on Citrus TV News, what's happening to gas prices in central New York and how it will affect you.
Plus, a new report has some positive news for high school students in the United States.
And Pepsi is making some changes to their drinks. Find out what. Citrus TV News starts right now.
From the Citrus TV studios, this is Citrus TV News live at 6, your campus news leader.
Good evening, I'm Lauren Anderson.
And I'm Michael Tricarico. Holiday season is just around the corner. It's a time to visit family and celebrate, but gas prices may affect your travel plans, and that's our top story.
After enjoying a summer of low gas prices, Central New Yorkers are starting to see some rise in gas prices. Citrus TV News reporter Nicole Dementri explains whether or not those prices will continue to increase.
In just a little over a month, millions of Americans will take to the highways on the busiest travel day of the year. But with gas prices on the rise, many are worried their next fill-up may not be so cheap.
The fundamentals in terms of global demand and global supply don't look like they're really changing at the moment. So, I think we're seeing just a little bit of a quirk here.
According to AAA, here in Syracuse, gas shot up 6 cents in just a week. Although most stations in the Salt City are below the state average of $2.35 a gallon, this Valero certainly isn't, and customers are feeling the pinch.
Yes, quite bad.
This summer, gas plummeted to the lowest prices in over a decade, leaving Americans with a little more money in their pockets.
We're the beneficiaries of all this supply here in terms of translating to lower prices.
Just a month ago, CNY drivers paid 15 cents less for a gallon of regular. The sudden spike could be the result of trimmed oil production.
In terms of production, the Middle East and the U.S. is just continuing to produce a lot.
And experts say that those gas prices may plateau, which means more money for those Black Friday sales.
We're kind of been enjoying the past, let's say, 3 to 4 years, some nice low gas prices. In the near-term outlook, I just don't see that changing.
Reporting from Syracuse, I'm Nicole Dementri.
And gas prices in CNY have been stable the last 4 days at an average of $2.27 for a gallon of regular.
The Rock the Dome lineup was announced last night, with the 1975 headlining the show, along with performances by Oh Wonder and 070 Shake on November 4th. Rock the Dome was introduced in 2011, but there hasn't been one since 2012. Student tickets went on sale at noon today on Ticketmaster. Students were unable to buy 2 tickets at first, but that error has been addressed. University Union says students can go back and buy a second ticket now. Tickets are available until Wednesday morning, and students will need their student ID number to buy a ticket. Tickets will be open to the public Thursday at noon. And researchers from SU are researching 2-way distributed energy market designs in an effort to assess potential security and privacy risks. Their research was awarded a $400,000 grant from the National Science Foundation. The team is drawn from 4 schools at the university and will employ interviews, data flow modeling, and simulations to conduct the research.
Syracuse University honored victims of domestic violence in a special and unique way today. Shirts displaying messages and stories of abuse were hung up in Panache Lounge as part of the National Clothesline Project. The event is part of SU's effort to raise awareness for victims in honor of Domestic Violence Awareness Month. Thursday will conclude the month with Go Purple Day, when students are encouraged to wear purple. And the Wise Women's Business Center is celebrating 10 years at Syracuse University today. Part of the Whitman School of Management, the Wise Center has provided training and counseling to 8,000 women entrepreneurs in the SU community in the last decade. The organization celebrated this morning with a Shattering the Glass ceiling event today at the Tech Garden.
The annual Syracuse Film Festival will kick off this Wednesday and continue until Sunday. This is the festival's 13th year, and the films will have a special emphasis on music and sports this year. Films from around the world will be presented, and passes are available online at the Syracuse International Film Festival's website. Friday's SU's College of Visual and Performing Arts film program will present the film next week in Bologna at 6:30. A SUNY Oswego student is recovering after being stabbed 4 times. State University police say that the 18-year-old male was assaulted near campus and stabbed in the shoulder. The victim called 911 and was taken to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. Witnesses say 4 men dressed in dark clothing exited a Honda and assaulted the victim. The car was last seen driving towards downtown Oswego, and police are asking anyone with information to contact them. And the woman whose body was found Saturday in Green Lake State Park is believed to have committed suicide. That's according to the Onondaga County District Attorney Mike Fitzpatrick. Fitzpatrick said today that the woman left a note for her family. Police discovered the body Saturday afternoon when a visitor called 911. The trail on the west side of Green Lake was closed Saturday, but it is now back open to the public.
And coming up on Citrus TV, find out which presidential candidate is leading in the polls and what country is sending astronauts to space. We'll be right back.
It was a warmer than average day here in Syracuse, and it's only going to get warmer tomorrow. Do we need to put away our sweaters and break out the shorts, or will this warm weather leave as fast as it came? I'll take a look coming up in my full forecast.
Are you good to drive?
I'm fine.
How many did you have?
I should be fine.
You should be.
Go and step out of the vehicle for me.
See ya, buddy. Good luck. So turns out, buzz driving and drunk driving, they're the same thing, and it costs around $10,000. So not worth it.
Got a quarter?
Visit aarp.org/caregiving for information on how to provide even better care for the person who wants to care of you.
The presidential election is just 22 days away, and in the latest Wall Street Journal poll, Hillary Clinton is beating Donald Trump by double digits, but Trump has a slight edge in Ohio. And over the weekend, Republican nominee Donald Trump tweeted and spoke about how the election may be rigged.
Instead of being held accountable, Hillary is running for president in what looks like a rigged election, okay? It looks to me like a rigged election. The election is being rigged by corrupt media, pushing completely false allegations and outright lies in an effort to elect her president.
Despite his comments, Trump says that he will accept the election results, win or lose.
Democratic nominee Hillary Clinton is off the campaign trail today, preparing for the final presidential debate that happens this Wednesday. But Clinton is also recovering from the latest batch of emails released by WikiLeaks. Now, none of the emails were sent by Clinton herself, but they do shed light on Clinton's close relationship to Wall Street and her image in the media. WikiLeaks says they have 50,000 emails from the Clinton campaign and will continue to release them up until Election Day.
The man who shot at George Zimmerman last year has been sentenced to 20 years in prison. Matthew Apperson was charged with attempted second-degree murder in September. Zimmerman claims that Apperson followed him in his car and began firing at him when Zimmerman confronted him. Apperson will also serve a concurrent sentence for aggravated assault.
Police have arrested one man in connection with the fatal shooting of an American Olympian's daughter. Tyson Gay's 15-year-old daughter was killed early Sunday morning in Lexington, Kentucky. Police say that Trinity Gay was shot in the neck after two cars opened fire on each other in a parking lot. She was not in either vehicle. Police located one of the cars involved in the shootout. They have arrested and charged 3 men.
And San Diego police have arrested the driver of a truck that drove off of a bridge and fell into a park. 4 people died and 9 were injured on Saturday after the pickup truck plummeted 60 feet into the park. Police believe that alcohol was involved in the incident, and the driver of the pickup has been charged with driving under the influence.
High school graduation rates are at an all-time high in the United States. A White House study says that high school graduation rates are at 83%, a 4% increase from 2011. The study found a significant increase in graduation among Black, Hispanic, and Native American students, but President Obama said there is still work to be done.
There are still too many states that are cutting back on public education. And part of the reason tuition's going up is because states aren't putting as much money into state education, universities, community colleges as they used to. That's why if you're 18, by the way, you got to vote to make sure that the folks who represent you actually are delivering.
President Obama also added that 46 states now offer quality preschool education. When Obama took office, that number was only 38.
An explosion at a chemical factory rocked southwestern Germany this morning. Authorities say that 1 person was killed and at least 6 were injured in an explosion at a facility belonging to a chemical company, BASF. 6 other people have yet to be accounted for after a fire broke out in a gas pipeline, followed by the blast. Residents were advised to stay indoors.
The Iraqi military says that it has inflicted heavy losses on ISIS in the district of Mosul. Mosul remains the largest Iraqi city that is completely under ISIS control, and it is the 2nd largest city in Iraq. The offensive began early on Monday, and hours later, the Iraqi military claimed that significant progress had been made. United States Secretary of Defense Ash Carter called this offensive a decisive moment in the campaign against ISIS.
Early this morning, China launched its longest manned space mission. 2 Chinese astronauts will dock at the Tianyang Space Lab, which was launched last month. They will stay at the lab for 30 days and conduct medical and biological tests, including analyzing plant growth. This is the first manned space mission China has launched since 2013.
The death toll from a stampede at a Hindu procession in India has risen to 25 people. 5 other people were injured. The procession was to honor a Hindu guru and took place in Varanasi, which is considered to be the spiritual capital of India. The state government has suspended 5 police officers for negligence in relation to the stampede and has opened a formal investigation into the incident.
Today has been cloudy and rainy, but we're supposed to see record high temperatures this week in Syracuse. Galat Malamed is in studio now with your full weather forecast.
Currently right now it's 69 degrees and cloudy, very humid though at 81%. Nonetheless, it was very warm today. Take a look at last week this time versus this week. Almost a 20-degree difference between the current temperatures and almost a 30-degree difference last week, low of 35. This week we had a low of 65, so very hot out. And take a look across the country how hot it's going to be tomorrow. 80s almost all across the board, even here in central New York, highs in the low 80s, almost as if we were down south. Waking up tomorrow, 8 a.m., 66 degrees and sunny, mostly sunny skies for the whole day and a spring-like feel. Rest of tomorrow's forecast, 9 a.m., 69, noon, 76, and 78 at 6 p.m., high of 80, gonna feel like 83, and very windy though. These are the winds we can see tomorrow. Right here, you see it's gonna be 50 to 20 mile per hour wind range, even 30 mile per hour winds to the west of us, so definitely can expect a bad hair day there. 5-day forecast, tomorrow high 82, low 59. It's going to cool down as we head into the rest of the week. Thursday, we can have a 90% chance of thunderstorms at 63 degrees. And Friday, we're also going to see some rain with a high of 57. Saturday, going to cool down to 51 and still have a chance of rain at 60%.
Gilad, I know the warmer temperatures are here to stay for at least tomorrow, but will the rainy and cloudy weather be here as well?
You know, in the first half of the day, it's going to be gorgeous, sunny skies, and then once we hit around 5 p.m., you might see some showers, and that's going to continue on into the night.
All right, thank you.
Thank you so much. And coming up, what superstore isn't selling clown masks this Halloween, and what your signature may reveal about you. Stay tuned.
Looking for these? You drive Buzzed. It could be one very expensive ride.
First, you gotta make bail. Then pay me to get your car back.
Your insurance premiums will go through the roof.
And my legal fees just keep adding up. All told, it could end up costing you $10,000.
Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
I see you mobbing over her. Let's go. Let's mob. Let's crawl. Let's crawl. Let's crawl. Hey, yo, we mobbing. Come on, girl. Let's crawl. Hey, yo, let's crawl. Hey, yo, let's crawl. Hey, let's crawl. Hey, yo, let's crawl.
You've messed up your son's haircut.
Mom?
Do you A, try to fix it?
Like it never happened.
B, work with what you got? Or C, show solidarity?
Thank you, baby.
As a parent, there are no perfect answers. But you don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
What does your signature say about you? Well, a new study reveals that it can tell a lot about your personality. Researchers say that men and women with large signatures are more likely to enjoy being the center of attention, and the bigger the signature, the bigger the personality. A rare group of children in South Africa find themselves resistant to the effects of HIV. Scientists say these kids harbor huge amounts of HIV in their blood, but still remain healthy. Doctors say these children were likely infected in the womb while their mothers were infected with the virus. Scientists say they believe even without treatment, these kids will never develop AIDS.
And Halloween is just around the corner, but if you are hoping to pick up a clown costume, you will have to avoid Target. The retailer has decided to pull clown masks from their shelves in light of the recent trend of people dressing up as clowns, carrying weapons, and scaring people on the streets. We've seen a few clown sightings in central New York, but police don't perceive any threat for Halloween this year. And Pepsi is getting serious about cutting sugar from its drinks. The global food giant that also owns Gatorade and Tropicana says the change is driven by shifting consumer needs and new dietary guidelines from the World Health Organization in an effort to reduce obesity. They say about 2/3 of their single-serve drinks will have fewer calories by 2025.
Harry Potter fans can celebrate. Author J.K. Rowling announced last week that her new spin-off series, Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, will have a total of 5 movies instead of the originally planned 3. Rowling made the announcement at a fan event in London, and the news quickly made the rounds on social media. The first Fantastic Beasts movie, starring Eddie Redmayne, will be released in November. And the beloved children's bear Winnie the Pooh is getting a new feathered friend. Winnie the Pooh turned 90 this year, and to celebrate, there's a new book, and it features a penguin who arrives in Pooh's forest. The new character was based off an old photograph of Winnie the Pooh's writer and his son, Christopher Robin, playing a stuffed penguin toy.
Up next on sports, we have Noah Wolf to recap the Syracuse win over the weekend. Noah?
It was a busy weekend on the Hill with men's soccer and football in action, plus a locker room celebration that you don't want to miss. Stick around, I've got you covered on the other side of the break.
This
This is the story of a boy who didn't talk for a long time. The boy liked things to always be the same. Any changes would scare and upset him. The unknown was an unfriendly place. The boy was very sensitive to lights and sounds. So he built secret hiding places where they couldn't get in. The boy didn't like looking people in the eye. He wasn't trying to be mean, it just made him feel uncomfortable. Sometimes he would flap his arms again and again.
One day, I found out I have something called autism. My family got me help. Slowly, I found my voice and learned all the ways I could live with it better.
Early intervention can make a lifetime of difference. Learn the signs at autismspeaks.org.
SU football returned to the Dome to take on number 17 Virginia Tech. Coming off an ugly loss to Wake Forest, nobody picked Syracuse to win. But could the Orange swing the upset? And well, early on, the Syracuse faithful, they would think so. And Dungy, on the first drive of SU, launches one, a perfect dime to Irv Phillips, who scampers in for the score. 7-0 Syracuse early in this one. Who said Virginia Tech was any good after all? But there would be more to come from Dungy and the boys. Dungy flips it to Dante Strickland. He was a quarterback in high school. 84 yards to Brisley Esteem, and don't look now, Orange fans. It is 14-3 Syracuse. But Virginia Tech, they would not let it go that easy. Gerard Evans to Bucky Hodges, 10 yards, and that would trim the Syracuse lead to just 2. Eric Dungy, though, he'll do his best human battering ram here. Puts up SU 24-17 in the fourth quarter. And oh, this one, just for good measure, Dante Strickland breaks not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 tackles on his way to the big house. Puts up the Qs 31-17, and that's your final score. Syracuse gives their fans a reason to score or storm the field. What do you got for us, Coach Babers?
Now you got to decide. Are you going to be nice? Or you're going to be mean. You've got something to hang your hat on, the line's drawn, you can go on one train or you can go on the other. But that's like everyone, even the people in the room. On every football team, there's people that want to believe and then there's naysayers. It's human nature, okay? We're all human. So this win, okay, lets everyone know that we can get there, okay? Regardless of what department or what community you're living in. And now you just have to decide which side you want to be on and wait for the results.
Well, it was safe to say that Dino Babers' crew was fired up after this one. Well, most everybody out there wouldn't mind seeing the Syracuse locker room like that more often. And the big win over Virginia Tech was owed in large part to 2 Syracuse players. Quarterback Eric Dungy threw for just over 300 yards while adding 109 more on the ground in addition to 2 touchdowns. His performance would earn him ACC Offensive Back of the Week honors. On the defensive side of the ball, Zaire Franklin was everywhere, recording 10 tackles. His solid effort made him the ACC Linebacker of the Week, and he now trails only Paris Bennett for the team lead in stops. The Orange will look to continue their winning ways, but they'll certainly need more of the same from these two players. Elsewhere, the men's soccer team squared off against Virginia Tech at SU Soccer Stadium. Coming into the contest, the Orange had not won any of their last 4 matches, and you could sense that Ian McIntyre's squad was getting just a little desperate for a win. And it would be an action-packed game for the Orange with lots of chances for Syracuse early. Sergio Camargo rips one. Oh, off the post. That one's got to sting, but that is not the last time you're going to hear his name. Virginia Tech, though, they'd have their opportunities as well. Marcelo Osuna just high. Oh, it could have been 1-0 VT, but instead things are still tied. Chris Nanko, though, he'd do a good job setting up Peels, who flips it just high over the net, and you could sense the frustration starting to mount for the Orange. But finally, Camargo, I told you we were going to hear his name again, gets on a breakaway, puts a tremendous move on the Virginia Tech defender and rips one. Oh no, just high. Off of Ben Lundegaard, I hope I said that right, and things are tied going into the half, but finally the Orange looking for sweet redemption, and they would find it off of Sergio Camargo's right foot in the back of the net. That would put up the Cuse 1-0, 64th minute, that's your deciding goal, and the Cuse come away with a very well-deserved win.
And coming up, we'll have one last look at your weather. We'll be right back.
Taking care of a family member can lead to plenty of questions. Fortunately, there's a place to get the answers, for them and for you. Find articles, tips, and tools from experts and others who have been in your place. The Caregiving Resource Center at aarp.org/caregiving.
Welcome to OPP. Orange Press Pass is your ticket inside the Syracuse locker room. Hear from the coach.
You can't make it. You're shooting 15%.
I really believe that we're going to start something.
And play.
Just cutting down the net, I can feel the goosebumps.
Get in-depth analysis, reports on site, and more.
It's all right now on Orange Press Pass.
Orange Press Pass. Live after every Syracuse game.
Your daughter just had her first breakup. Do you A, put yourself in her shoes? B, console her?
Don't worry, sweetie. This is gonna happen a lot.
Or C, find her a new boyfriend?
Nice, single boys. That was weird.
As a parent, there are no perfect answers. But you don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
Back here with Gilat Mohammed. And Gilat, what should I wear when I wake up tomorrow?
Good news, you can wear the shorts tomorrow. Might want to bring a sweatshirt or a sweater for the early morning. And if you put the shorts away already, t-shirt and jeans will do just fine.
All right, perfect.
What about, are we going to need our umbrella tomorrow at all?
Not for class during the day, but if you're heading out at night, have somewhere you need to be later on, you should bring an umbrella with you.
Thanks so
All right,
much.
Thanks so much. That's all for Citrus TV News tonight. For information on these stories and more, check out CitrusTV.com and be sure to follow us on Twitter at CitrusTV News. For our entire crew, I'm Michael Tricarico.
And I'm Lauren Anderson. Have a great night, Syracuse.